talking of teams,
Mm.
I'm sorry, but whilst you are in that shirt,
Let me just grab my hoodie because
it's there has to be less team orders. There has to be.
totally agree.
And I don't mind it when, say, like we've had it this year, even when Russell has, been behind Antonelli and he's gone, oh, I'm faster than this. I can go faster. Let me hunt him down. If I can't, I'll give him the place back. Fair play. Give it a go. And to be fair to Russell, I don't often compliment Russell. He's been a man of his word. He has always given the place back. And I think that's fair enough. I get that completely. No problem. But all of this papaya rules nonsense just absolutely cheesed me off to no end. And I think, don't get me wrong, it's not a rule. Nobody can regulate against it. And I'm not suggesting they bring in something to regulate against it either, because that's daft, because you'll end up getting silly suggestions to drivers being taken as, oh, they're giving team orders, let's give a penalty. I'm not suggesting penalties for it or anything.
Yeah.
I just want to see, if we're trying to have rules that encourage racing, why on earth have we got it where, one driver's going, oh, can I please be let past? Because, I had a bit of a slow pit stop and, I broke a nail. Can you let me pass, please? No, I'm sorry. If you are that quick of a driver, get on down the road and catch him up. Especially when the driver themselves have made that decision.
Yeah.
If it was a team decision, all right, yeah, I kind of get it. But all we want to see is the actual racing. And we want to see the drivers prove to us why they are winning this championship.
Yeah.
They should be the quickest driver on the track. They should be doing the best overtakes. They should be, they should be dominating. You should not have to sit there and ask your team for a helping hand along the way of, do me a favor, just move him out the way for me because I think it's fair. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm totally with that. I mean, I think there's always going to be team orders wrapped up in
Of course there is.
wrapped up in cryptic messages and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want to see. I don't mind the, hey, I'm quicker, let me through. Like you said, let me attack, and because that's the driver kind of going, hey, listen, any chance, right? Because I am technically quicker right now. But
completely agree.
If I can't get it done, like you say, I'll give it a play. We've seen that done in the past. We've seen, Lewis do it. We've seen George do it. We've seen so many drivers do it in the past.
Oh yeah.
But stuff like the kind of in a way, kind of manipulating race results.
Yeah.
Like oh yeah, you're gonna have to let him pass because slow pass, or even the and me and you've been back and forth on the Yuki Lando thing, right? Back and forth, and I'm not gonna go into that, but the Lando's behind you, you know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that either.
Yeah.
Because that is basically saying, right, you just gotta slow that guy down. Like, doesn't matter what you do. Like, no, and I know.
Yeah,
Also needs to be said in that message is Lando is behind you. Because what happened was, you know what to do. What happened was then Yuki then decided that he was on a zigzag course down that straight. And then we get into the white lines and all that kind of thing. And I just don't want to hear. I just don't want to hear. By the way, you've got a job to do on this guy behind you, type thing. They should already know that.
Yeah, I kind of agree, but I really don't agree. Right? And no, the problem for me there is, yes, I understand it is a little bit manipulative. It's like, hey, you need to do a deed on this guy behind you. Don't mess around. I think the problem is we're looking at that from the latest event of it. So you're looking at what Yuki did. Now, I completely understand why you're looking at what Yuki did, because he did a bad job of it, right? However, when that order was given to Perez, that was some of the best racing ever.
I'm not denying Perez was on it on that race.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Is
but the order shouldn't be.
Order, No, I understand that. However, when that happened in 2021 and Perez did that amazing defense at Abu Dhabi against Hamilton, nobody went, "Oh, they shouldn't have said that over the radio. That was terrible." We all watched it and went, "That was a masterclass in defense and racing."
I'm
And
not arguing.
that's the problem. If Yuki had done a Perez type thing in that last thing, and he did an amazing defense, not the stupid zigzag motion that he did just playing ping pong across a track. If he'd have actually done an amazing drive, nobody would have cared.
My issue is the message, and I don't want to hear the message. That kind of stuff. If say me and you are in a debrief and you're in a title fight, and I'm number 2, and we're in a debrief, or not a debrief, but a race brief ready for the race.
Yeah.
And they turn around to me in the race brief and say, by the way, if the guy who's hunting you down in the race is behind you, you know what you got to do, right? In that race brief, I go, yeah, not a problem. Then I get the message over the radio that says Lando's behind.
Yeah.
I know what I've got to do. And what I do next is on me. That's something I don't want to hear, you know what you've got to do. Because what would have happened in that scenario if Yuki had put him in a wall?
Well, I'd be sitting here a lot happier than I am now.
I know. You'd be ecstatic.
No, I wouldn't.
But you know what I'm saying. Like, you get that message, you know what to do, and then next thing you know, the first opportunity, Yuki puts him in the wall accidentally.
No, I understand.
What's the commentary? What's the overall view? It's you know what to do. Put him in a wall. And it writes the story. And I know it's a hypothetical. I know there'll be people going, "Oh, but he didn't." And I get that. I completely get that. It's the message for me. It's not what happens after the message. What happens after the message is what happens. It's you know what to do. Just tell him he's behind him. He should already know what to do. Those kind of radio messages for me paint the race in a bit of a, like, it already painted that whole incident in a bit of a lie, as you've already said. If they just said to Perez, Lewis is behind you, and Perez pulled that drive, which was a phenomenal drive. Where was that Perez towards his last season in Red Bull? Where was that Perez? Because he always had it in him.
Incredible.
Right? And to do it against not only like a 7-time world champion, but a 7-time world champion who was possibly in a slightly faster car.
Yeah.
Because the way that Mercedes developed through that season was amazing. It was phenomenal. But if he got the message Lewis is behind you, he'd have just done the same drive. It's the message, and part of the problem with that for me is if anything happens after that message, we've got a totally different view of the whole scenario.
Yeah, I don't understand that side of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
because it does sound like a team order, not a heads up.
Yes, no, I do get that to a degree, but yeah, I suppose it's which way you take it, isn't it? And like I say, well, I suppose, like you point out, if something had have happened, that radio message automatically seems suspicious.
Yeah,
but yeah, although I haven't said that, there's so many stupid radio messages through the season. I mean, to be honest, I've never understood when they say box this lap, push on your way in. Well, why wouldn't he? Or make it a fast out lap. Well, why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about driving slow after he got a new set of tires.
I was just planning on popping the shops and getting a pint of milk on the way, and I just
yeah. Well, like, careful, it's been raining. Do you think he hasn't noticed?
To be fair, George might need a heads up with that.
That's true. It could be sweat on his visor.
Could just be sweat on his visor.
That's true. Still one of the best memes ever, by the way.
But yeah, I just think like the team orders thing. Like if it's effectively race manipulation, I don't want to see it.
No, I get that.